and welcome. This is Afreen Hussain, and you are watching India Today's Social. Microsoft Windows users are facing blue screen of death errors across the world. Many users took to social media platform X to report about this issue. So, what's really happening? Windows users are seeing blue screen errors on their screen with the laptop or PC getting stuck on restart loop. The outage has disrupted operations of several airlines, banks, broadcasting, and emergency services across the world. The global Microsoft outage caused widespread disruptions across various sectors, from flights and the stock market to banking operations. It had widespread repercussions, including significant disruptions to air travel across India. Major airlines such as India's Akasa, Indigo, Air India, Vistara, and SpiceJet faced operational challenges. Microsoft also acknowledged the issue on its service status page. US based security giant CrowdStrike also said in a post on Reddit that the outage is the result of a faulty update that has now been rolled back. So it is not clear which, if any, of the outages are related to the CrowdStrike problem or issue at Microsoft. What one of the passengers who was stuck at the airport because of this Microsoft outage had to say.
I was supposed to take the 5:50 flight to Ahmedabad, and we didn't get any prior notification that the flight has been cancelled. And we came all the way from Vijayawada to here, and that's a 5 hour long journey. And after coming here, we just got to know that the flight is cancelled, and I have to report to my head office tomorrow in Gandhinagar. Now I am stuck here. I don't know what to do. Uh, I don't know. We are in chaos right now. We are just trying to talk to the customer team and see if we have any other alternate to reach Ahmedabad in time for tomorrow. So
More about this issue, we are now joined by cyber law expert Pawan Dugal. Hello and welcome to India Today So South, sir. First, can you tell us what is this Microsoft outage and could you highlight the significance of cybersecurity after this particular incident that has affected not only countries but the entire world?
This is the kind of an episode that the world was waiting to happen. But everybody was not wanting to believe it. Everybody felt, well, cybersecurity is a lip serving exercise. But now, with this episode happening, it's no longer just about a mere malware. It's no longer just about a mere spyware. It's an issue of a computer contaminant which is going ahead and disrupting the global operations of the digital economy. It's something much more than a cybersecurity breach. It also has potential elements of a cyber terror attack. Why? Because when I look at across the world, there's terror and panic happening everywhere. Everybody is concerned as to why this has happened. And if the objective of the said so-called cyber actors who are behind this was to create terror and panic, then to a large extent, they are beginning to get successful. So clearly, governments of the world have to start jumping into the matter right away, investigating into this matter, and then also realizing that national cyber security laws are not at all adequate to deal with international paradigms like the present episode. Somewhere down the line, nations have to come together and say, look, the next time this happens, we must have in place appropriate international legal frameworks to deal with cybersecurity, which currently don't exist. The Budapest Convention or the Convention on Cybercrime of the Council of Europe is definitely not adequate in this particular regard. But more significantly, I think the focus has to come back on cyber resilience. The focus is how quickly can we come back to a state of normalcy. Now, whether it's going to be a few minutes, a few hours, a few days, we don't know yet. But clearly, it could potentially span over a longer period of time. In such a scenario, countries have to not only now mandate cyber resilience methodologies for stakeholders, more importantly, disaster recovery management have to play a very important role in the architecture and the network planning of various stakeholders. Because if all your eggs are into this particular basket and that basket is not responding, then clearly your business operations are impacted. And when I look at all around, it's panic. Well, airlines are getting stopped. They are not being able to operate. Hospitals are being impacted. Television channels and their relays and telecasts are also being prejudicially impacted. And it's not just these ones. It's almost in every area of human activity that we could see this kind of an impact. Therefore, the more focus will have to be on cybersecurity. But till that time happens, we'll have to wait on what will be the investigations in this particular episode. And finally, I think the vendor's responsibility, the concerned network service provider's responsibility also will have to be made more of it.
Well, right, sir. Let's talk about India. Sir, is our country prepared to face such incidents? Do we have a cybersecurity law or a strategy to deal with situations like the Microsoft outage?
Currently, the Indian nation is not prepared to deal with scenarios like this. This is so because we don't have a national cybersecurity law. Our national cybersecurity policy has been a mere paper tiger, has not been implemented. And for the last many years, we have been ruminating and ideating on a national cybersecurity strategy, which has still not seen the light of the day. But having said that, I think going forward, the government has to wake up and mandate cyber resilience as integral parts of the ecosystem. The government has to mandate more provisions on protection and preservation of cybersecurity. The government needs to expand the scope and ambit of intermediary liability and exemptions under Section 79 of the IT Act. And I think far more focus has to be on creating more capacities amongst various stakeholders on the importance of the need for preserving and protecting cybersecurity. Maybe a new dedicated law is the need of the hour. But till that time that happens, the government needs to come up with specific guidelines, rules, and regulations under Section 87 of the Information Technology Act to deal with this scenario. The law enforcement agencies need to investigate this as to whether there's a cyber terror element or not. This is definitely a cybersecurity breach, and India needs to do far more in terms of not just dealing with the potential challenges, but also for the purposes of going ahead and giving the confidence to the digital stakeholders that it's doing everything in its power and possession to deal with this kind of a cyber emergency, is what I'm going to call it. And I think the government has done a lot of good work, but we need to do far more work because of the magnitude of this kind of a problem. And I think we also need to think out of the box and create more detailed roadmaps as to what should be the roles, duties, and responsibilities of various stakeholders once episodes like these happen at the national level. The government of India also needs to tie up with other governments and start coming up with international legal principles which can govern as to how nations are going to deal with this entire issues which are of an international nature. Internet has made geography history, and these kinds of episodes are bound to keep on happening. So we need to be in a state of preparedness. Cyber resilience, cyber security has to be the central focal points of governmental policy and regulation.
Thank you, sir. That was cyber law expert Pawan Dugal speaking about the need for nations to come together to deal with this cybersecurity breach, the importance of having cybersecurity laws and strategies, and how India needs to up its game to protect the nation from cyber emergencies. That's it for now. For more such updates, keep watching our channel. This is Afreen Hussain, and you are watching India Today SOSA.